Hello and welcome to part 28 of me teaching you how to get better at a certain Roblox game. This time, I will be teaching you how to be a good player of your team to win many matches and reach a decent KDR in Roblox High Tides. Firstly, for you to win a lot of matches, you need a good loadout. Since I'm main duelist, I will choose duelist first. For duelist, you need a quantum rod, rapier, and dead man's anklet. Quantum rod is for speed, so you can get away from situations where you can easily get killed. Rapier is for range and speed, and its ramp up damage is pretty good. And the dead man's anklet is if you're alone and fight many enemies, as it is designed that way. If you don't want to fight alone, you can use a different perk accessory like a quantum glove. For Demolitionist, I recommend using Flanker, Musketeer Gloves, and Mace. Igniter is useful as you can spam bombs at the enemy and deal a lot of damage. Musketeer Gloves are great for reloading the Igniter, and the Mace is great at dealing a lot of damage up close, possibly even one-shotting enemies up close. For Raider, I recommend the Short Shot, Brutalizer, and the Musketeer Gloves. The Short Shot is very good for close range, which is what you will be using most of the time as Raider because it's a class made for close quarters combat in mind. The Brutalizer is very good as a melee, as it can stun opponents in place and deals a lot of damage. And as I explained earlier, the Musketeer Gloves are great for reloading the Short Shot. For Crewmate, if you're a good sniper, you will need a musket. If not, then any other weapon, Brutalizer, Musketeer Gloves, the Blue Hammer, and Magnified Scope. For the musket, you already know why. If you manage to hit a headshot, you will one-shot the opponent. If not, you can still two-shot the enemy, which is pretty good. For the Musketeer Gloves, it's also self-explanatory. I mean, it even has musket in its name. Use it to reload muskets faster. And Magnified Scope allows you to scope better with weapons, reduce your spread, and doesn't unzoom you while reloading, which is especially good for the musket. And for the Bagman, you need an emergency medkit, a bird collar, a saber, and love letter. The emergency medkit is for great healing. The bird collar is great for the effects it can bring to your allies. The saber is the only melee weapon that the Bagman has that's good, and love letter is really great for long-term AoE healing. Overall, you need 3 duelists, 1 crewmate, 2 bagmen, 1 raider, and 3 demolitionists. The reason for the crewmate is so that when someone plants a bomb, you have someone that can defuse it. For a crewmate, you will not be able to defuse a bomb at all, meaning you're screwed. Now you should learn a technique called melee boosting, which is when you unequip and then re-equip your weapon right as you slow down. This allows you to not only increase the amount of damage you deal, but also the amount of speed you get, allowing to go way faster than usual when mastered. It is extremely useful when outrunning opponents and when traversing long distances on foot. Alternatively, you can also use it to run away from opponents. If you use a grappling hook, you should know that you can spam it to move a bit further, although this requires some timing to pull it off correctly. Another thing you should know is that when you get attacked/parried, you will get stunned for a few seconds, so do not charge blindly when you just get hit. It will end in disaster. Instead, move back, use your melee weapon to parry by pressing F when the opponent launches an extra attack, and then roll back by pressing Q. That way, you won't die immediately once the enemy does hit you with their melee. When you fight with melee indoors, it is recommended to be in first person because in third person, your camera will zoom out of the walls, blocking your sight. Now I might create more videos for the separate modes, but anyway, we go to the main mode, Classic Mode. In Classic Mode, you either have to defend your ship against your enemies using teamwork and strategy, or just simply attack the enemy ship over and over until you blow it up. If you are a duelist, it is recommended that you attack the enemy ship and the enemies protecting it, because the duelist's main benefit is that it's good against many enemies at the same time. As a duelist, try to aim against ranged people first rather than the melee ones, as the ranged people will easily overwhelm you with bullets. Do note that you don't attack them at the front while they will be able to see you and shoot you, especially if you fight against a blunderbuss player or a flanker player. They will just stop you immediately. Rather, you should approach them from the behind, where they either won't be able to see you, or they will but won't have enough time to target you. If you are a bagman, you should either stay in the ship or help your teammates at the enemy ship by healing them, and when you can, using your buffs on your teammates. If you're a raider, it is advised that you attack the enemy ship and help the duelists out, as well as planting bombs on enemy boats or the main enemy ship. If you're a crewmate, you should stay at the ship, remove bombs, and stop enemies from trying to destroy the team's main ship or boats. Alternatively, if you prefer being a sniper, you can snipe the enemy from afar and deal a lot of damage to any enemy you hit. If you're a duelist, you can attack the ship, protect the middle, or stay at the ship. The choice is all ultimately on the circumstances, which also applies to every other class, but for the demolitionist especially, due to his splash capabilities. If you decide to attack the ship, you should prioritize attacking on the ship floor rather than the interior of the ship, because for one, you won't experience the camera getting out of bounds, and two, you can escape a bit easier than if you were to attack the ship in its inside. And with that knowledge, you can win a bunch more games, get a decent KDR, and win the enemy easier in Roblox High Tides.